عن أمير المؤمنين أبي حفص عمر بن الخطاب رضي الله عنه قال سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول إنما العمل بالنيات وإنما لكل امرئ ما نوى. Okay, Imam al-Bukhārī rahimahullah, who is known as the Imam of the Muhaddithin, what does he say in Sahih Bukhari? In Sahih Bukhari he has a chapter. In that chapter he brings the ayah فَعْلَمْ أَنَّهُ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهِ. Know أَنَّهُ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهِ, that there is no deity worthy worship in truth except Allah. I know La ilaha illallah, know what it means, know the conditions that come with it and everything else that comes with it. Know La ilaha illallah. Okay, and then وَاسْتَغْفِرْ لِذَنْبِكَ, and then seek forgiveness for your sins. The first thing, which is knowing, that's ilm, that's knowledge. Seeking forgiveness, is that knowledge or is that an action that you do? Seeking forgiveness, it's an action that you do. So what does Imam Bukhari say? He says, thus he mentioned knowledge before speech and action. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned what first? Knowledge, then he mentioned speech and action. Showing knowledge comes first, and then action after that. So, and subhanAllah, this also shows that the Shaykh, rahimahullah, not only is he giving you proofs from the Qur'an and Sunnah, he's also mentioning you the statements of the Salaf, Imam Shafi'i, Imam Bukhari, and so on. Everything the Shaykh says is not from himself. It's from Qur'an, Sunnah, and speech of the Salaf. That's all it is. That's why one of his greater books, Kitab al-Tawheed, the book of Tawheed, a lot of people hate this book. Why? Because they're upon falsehood, they want to commit shirk and they want to follow their desires, and this book refutes all of that. So these people, they brainwash their audience and with names and say these guys are Wahhabi, Najdi, Ghustaq, Rasul, this, that, whatever. Right? They give all these names and they brainwash their people. Anytime they hear this book or this name or whatever, they think automatically this is an evil book. Right? So one time, there was a person who was speaking bad about this book, Kitab al-Tawheed. So what the other brother did is that he got the book, he took off the cover. He took off the name, Kitab al-Tawheed, and he said, look, this is a good book, read it. So this person, who is against this book and against the Shaykh and against his da'wah, he read this book and he said, subhanAllah, it's a beautiful book. Because the Shaykh doesn't say a single word from himself. He says just a chapter heading, which is not really part of anything. And then he says, and Allah said, and Allah said, and the Prophet said, that's it. He doesn't even comment. There are some versions of the book that after mentioning the ayat, right at the end he mentions some like general masail, general issues. But in some versions of the book, those general issues are not even there. It's just Allah said, the Prophet said, and that's it. And he moves on to the next chapter. Literally the first chapter, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, وَقَوْلُ اللَّهِ تَعَالَى, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, he mentions the ayah, لَقَدْ بَعَثْنَا فِي كُلِّ, وَقَالَ اللَّهُ تَعَالَى, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, and then the hadith, and then that's it. And he finished all the narrations. Next, Babu Fadl Tawheed wa ma yakfiru min adh-dhunub, and then the hadith, that's it. So this person read it and he said, this book's beautiful. It just says ayat and a hadith. So the brother said to him, the book that you are cursing, Kitab al-Tawheed, this is that same book. Right? So the Shaykh, a lot of people have a lot of propaganda against him, but you can see the book, you can read it. He's not mentioning anything from himself. And if he does mention a point, straight away he'll mention the dalīl and the proof from the Qur'an, from the Sunnah, or from the statement of the ulama right after. The statements of the ulama, in fact, are not actually many in this book. I think it's only like 5. He mentions Imam Shafi'i in Bukhari, he mentions Ibn Kathir, he mentions Ibn al-Qayyim at the end, and he mentions Baghawi as well. No, 5. Right? That's it. The rest is just ayat and hadith. So, these are, we are finished now the first part of the book. How many parts is the book split into? 5 parts. How many? 5. The first part of the book was, what's the first part of the book? 4 points regarding Surah al Asr. What I'm going to do quickly, inshallah, I'm going to give you guys 8 minutes till 35 past. Go over these 4 points and the points that I've mentioned. The basmala, issues pertaining to basmala, why do you start, the meaning, all of that. Different types of wajib, knowledge, what's the definition of knowledge, what are the 3 things you have to focus on, action, da'wah, the conditions of da'wah, patience, different types of patience. Revise all of that, inshallah. You got 8 minutes. I'm going to test you in 8 minutes.